today.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sonoma Spiel. My name is Tim with the Sonoma Valley Visitors Bureau. This is fall. It's October. My intro is this. This is the biggest episode of the year because it is the pumpkining. It is the season of pumpkin spice and fall and harvest. And every year I bring in my two top-notch, my ace guests. I go right to the top shelf where I keep all the guests, like top shelf. And I say, you're in, guys. I'm mixing all my metaphors. Because today I have two very special guests. And this time I do actually mean it. Because when I'm in a pinch and a panic, they'll also show up.
Yep.
So they're my utility guests. They're my top shelf guests. They're my A-list guests. And today they're here for the pumpkin spicing. Mark Bodenhamer with the Sonoma Valley Chamber. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
Joining you, Michelle Lacy with the Sonoma Valley Visitors Bureau. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
It is really good to see you.
Thanks.
That's good.
I haven't seen you since last Friday.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
In the studio today, we have a lot of pumpkins.
Yep.
I went to Jimmy the Pumpkin Guy. You know Jimmy good.
And this is quite an assortment. These are not just your garden variety orange pumpkins that you find in a giant bin outside of Trader Joe's. This is these are heirloom varieties, maybe.
These are
That
locally
would be called
grown.
a Cinderella pumpkin.
A Cinderella pumpkin?
Yes, if you are a
It's
pumpkin
like a
aficionado.
bluish Cinderella pumpkin. Is this bluish, I think? Yeah.
Bluish greenish.
Bluish greenish. Yeah. And this one's kind of a warty pumpkin.
Yeah.
And then, you guys facing you is the nice side. There is the butt pumpkin.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a butt
It does.
in the back. And Jimmy saved that one just for me. That was really nice of him.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Jimmy. Thanks, man. These are all locally grown from Oak Hill Farm.
Cool.
Pumpkin Day is coming up.
Okay.
And before we get into the whole thing here, Pumpkin Day is the day that you can also buy pumpkins at Oak Hill Farm. It's up in Glen Ellen.
Yeah.
I think have you guys been there? The Red
Many
Barn?
times.
Okay.
It's my favorite place to buy pumpkins.
Do you know what they do on Pumpkin Day?
Trebuchet.
The trebuchet.
Oh, wow.
They launch pumpkins with the trebuchet.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah, like all the way to like Solano County. Like they go so far. And
Giant medieval slingshot for those of you who don't know what a
thank you.
trebuchet is.
Thank you. You used to build those as a kid, didn't you?
Oh, all the time.
Back in Arizona?
Yes.
You had to attack the javelinas or something? Yes. So this is, on October 4th is Pumpkin Day over there at Oak No. Farm. And that's,
But pumpkins are available on other days, or is that the only day that
you got to
the
catch them,
pumpkin's
Mark.
available?
You got to, no!
That's
No,
their harvest party.
that's their big harvest
There's
party,
also
yeah.
music. There's
Yeah.
also farm animals. There's fresh pressed cider. Many vendors, including Mike the Baker.
Oh, good.
I love.
With
Really
bakers
good.
like Bekr.
Yes.
Exactly.
Baker.
And there's like a wreath making class.
Oh. You actually came prepared to this podcast?
I did. And there's
Oh.
a really great chocolate lady, and I can't remember the name of the business, but there's a woman who sells chocolates.
Okay.
And they're the best chocolates you've ever had in your life.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's at the Pumpkin Day. It
And
should be
they
called
will have
Chocolate
tons
Wreath
of pumpkins. So
Cider Day.
for those of you who don't just want a plain orange pumpkin, they've got Cinderella pumpkins. They've got like huge. And if you happen to own a business in maybe Sonoma County and you want a gigantic pumpkin, that's where you want to go.
You can buy them from him.
Now, do they launch the giant
They
pumpkins?
do launch the giant
delivery.
ones.
That's exciting.
If you're like a florist
Yeah.
on the other side of town, they're like, should be arriving in about 15 minutes. Just look for it on the horizon.
You can find it on Flight Tracker.
It's just coming right in there. So that's Pumpkin Day is a big thing at Oak Hill.
Pumpkin Day is a big
fun.
thing.
Now, what do we do with the Cinderella pumpkin? Is it edible? Is it delicious? Is it? Can you carve it in a jack-o'-lantern it, or is it?
I think it's a classic squishy pumpkin shape. And I think they call it the Cinderella one because it looks like the coach
Looks like
in
the
Cinderella.
coach,
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, you can carve these. I've carved these before. I've grown one of these before.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a bad pumpkin grower. And Jimmy really likes growing pumpkins. And he knows a lot about it.
Yeah. You
And
gotta
he-
have a lot of space to grow pumpkins.
I don't.
They take over
Yeah.
the entire.
They absolutely do. And you got to feed them and pay attention to them. And like
Then you get
nurture
25
them.
foot of vines and
Yeah.
you get one pumpkin at the end.
Oh, you're a big gardener, aren't
Yep.
you? Yeah. And that's, so yeah, I've grown one.
Yeah.
But they're better just to buy.
I always think about growing pumpkins about this time of year. Oh, this would be a good time to plant a pumpkin
Little,
seed.
yeah.
But that's not how
You got to get them in June or something like that.
Yeah, probably. I'm
Before
guessing
that.
like 90 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, were you an FFA kid?
No.
Okay. You
But
weren't.
I do like gardening a lot.
You do like gardening. And you weren't an FFA kid, were you? Okay.
I love gardening.
But we like them too. I like gardening as well. Guys, it's pumpkin spice season.
Yeah.
Have you tried any pumpkin spice products yet?
I have.
What'd you have?
I had a pumpkin spice latte at Sonoma Market, and it was Delish.
Okay. And
I had to have it yesterday because it was the rainy, cold day.
right.
So that's the day that you're allowed to have pumpkin spice.
Right. Did you put on Uggs?
No, but I should have.
Yeah. Do you have a
You have to
flannel?
wait till it's gray and rainy out to have the whole vibe.
Right, to get into it.
Yeah.
And you do it. And before we started, you said you grew up in Arizona.
Yep.
And your dad would put on the air conditioner
And light the fire.
so you could get like that fall feeling.
Put a flannel on.
Right. When does fall happen in Arizona?
Does fall happen in Arizona?
In Sedona, in Flagstaff, it happens.
Up at elevation? Yeah.
Yeah, up in elevation.
What about like Phoenix and Scottsdale?
Not so much.
Okay.
Nope.
That's the way it
Turn
is.
the air conditioner on, light the fire, put a
You're
flannel
done.
on.
I like that. Mark, have you had any pumpkin spice things?
I have not. I'm not the world's biggest pumpkin spice fan. So, but
Who
I learned
invited
this
you
this
on
year.
Perfect guest.
What are you doing here?
I learned this year. So we'll give a plug to our friend Stacy with Sinful Sweets by Stacy, who's out at the farmer's market.
Toffee lady?
Here, Toffee Lady.
Okay.
And she told me she makes a pumpkin spice toffee for the season, and it's available fall and winter, and it's a very popular holiday gift. But what I learned is there is no actual pumpkin in said product. That pumpkin spice now has sort of become something that doesn't necessarily include pumpkins. It's just basically the kind of the mulling spices, the warm cinnamon, nutmeg, all
Flavors
of
that go into it.
So it's
kind of
fake.
go into it. So yeah, you don't
No,
necessarily have to have. So point is, I would give a whirl to some of these products.
Okay. So it's actually pumpkin you don't like? Or is it the combination of the spices?
I don't think pumpkin belongs in as many
Products.
food and beverage products as we try to cram it into this time
What about
of year.
straight up pumpkin pie? Are you a fan of
No,
pumpkin pie?
I'm not. No,
There you go.
It's not for me.
Pumpkin beer?
I don't think I would rather have just beer.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Well, the segment where we eat all these pumpkin products is really fun.
Oh, yeah.
I
will be ranking them from least offensive, most to least offensive. That's
all right. We're going to get there.
Someone will win the coveted title of least offensive.
All right, we're gonna get there.
Product.
Before we go in, 'cause you're going to help me talk about harvest and stuff like that. But pumpkin spice latte (PSL) was developed in the Starbucks secret labs, like 25 years ago.
It's underground beneath a space needle, right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And basically, they had the thing called the peppermint mocha. That was a big hit, and they're like, "Hey, gang." That really ruled December. What can we do for October, right? And so to the bunker. So here's what they write. We started with a huge brainstorm list and filled the wall with ideas. We probably had at least 100 ideas up on the wall. And once we got those ideas, we started to whittle away at them and come down to a list of about 20 different flavors, including chocolate and caramel. Caramel?
I'd say caramel.
Caramel. To the most popular flavors to pair with coffee. And there was orange and cinnamon, and there was pumpkin there as well. So they would work on it. And basically, in the liquid lab, they made it feel like Thanksgiving in spring. They made it feel all fall-like. So homage to your father. Smart man. And they ate pumpkin pie, and they paired it with different things. And they figured out this weird top secret spice combination that became the pumpkin spice latte, which rolled out to 100 stores in Washington, D.C. and Vancouver, Canada. And then within the first week of the market test, we knew we had a winner. Store managers were calling to say how excited they were that people were coming in. So this was a cultural moment. This changed America. And the UGG company.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, and that's been huge. So ever since then, it's just been growing, right?
I saw on the Today Show like a month ago the countdown to Pumpkin Spice Latte Day.
Now, is that a different day? When do the red cups happen? Is that a different day?
I think that is. I think it's two different
holiday?
days. Yeah.
It's a different day.
In our Starbucks
peppermint.
religion mythology, yes, that's another day. And then the day afterwards, people get pissed off about the red cups.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's
We're like,
the day
what,
after
35 days away from Halloween, so I think it's safe
to do
to
that
have a
now.
pumpkin spice latte.
I'm excited about it.
It's like Lent. There's like a time period between
Yes.
pumpkin spice on the red
Yes.
cups.
That's right. That's exactly how it works.
You're supposed to give something up.
So yeah. So speaking of stuff, we're gonna try some pumpkin spice stuff,
Okay.
and then you're gonna talk about what's happening. That's how we're gonna do the podcast. You good? Because I already know where you grew up. I've already asked you all the questions.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
Nobody
cares.
cares.
Do you guys want to start with pumpkin spice tea cookies? These are pumpkin spice tea cookies.
Yeah.
That it says "Overjoyed," Mark. So
great song.
It really marks what you are going to do. I'll open them
Stevie
up.
Wonder.
Okay.
Michelle, do you have any recommendations for anything that's happening that we should talk about?
I do have so many things.
Okay.
For one thing, right now, grape stomping is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Grape stomping.
Grape
Everybody wants to know.
How do you do that?
Well, you get into the bucket. You have two different people. What's the guy in the bottom called? There's a guy that
Swabby.
helps the swabby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow, right? Tomorrow at
Yes.
the Vintage Festival
Yes.
will be the whole grape stomping
Like the elite.
event.
The elite
and it's like
grape
it's
stompers.
like the basketball bracket. They have a
really
whole
is.
bracket.
Right.
It's a lot of pride in the grape.
Are you betting on any particular teams, Michelle? Like, are there any that you think would maybe the Swabby's really charming and witty?
I don't know. I'll have to find out tomorrow morning.
And the
Well, they're
Stomper is
different.
athletic and sitting to your right.
Oh, you.
I'm the Swabby. He's the
Oh,
Stomper.
really? I didn't know that. Okay, you guys
Yeah,
are
tomorrow.
a team
Have you
tomorrow.
not noticed him like
Yes.
stretching? And,
Yeah, we're getting
Oh,
ready.
that's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're probably going to 100% walk away with at least a 56th place finish out of the 55.
Out of the 55. Okay, and what time does that start tomorrow?
I believe
10 a.m.
11 o'clock.
11?
No,
10?
you better be, she said be there by 10.
Oh, okay, great.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's
10 or
starting.
11.
It'll be online after by the time this
Vintage
comes out.
Festival is going to be happening all day, all over the plaza tomorrow. There's tons of fun things.
Okay.
If you can't make it tomorrow, Hamilton is having a grape stomp on October 19th.
Up in Kenwood.
Jacuzzi is having a huge harvest party on October 5th. Then Larson Family Wine is having a scarecrow showdown,
Yeah.
which you can enter now, which you
Okay.
can make your own scarecrow,
Make
which
your own
they
scarecrow.
will display.
BYO.
Yes. Larson always does fun.
Do they provide you the scarecrow stuff, or you just like put it in your car and go in the carpool lane?
I think you
free?
actually make your own
At home.
scarecrow and bring it,
Okay.
and then they display it, and then it's a contest.
I like that.
And then at Larson, they're also doing a canine costume contest on October 26th.
And
They
they're
always
big into
do
dogs.
fun
They're big into
October
dogs. They do cool stuff.
They do
Yeah.
really cute
Yeah.
costumes with
do
like
the
the
pet
owner
costume
and the
contest.
pet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a combination costume.
And
It's super cute.
And so I have some backup information on this Scarecrow Showdown. Your entry deadline's coming up October 1st.
Okay.
And then the 2nd through the 5th, participants set up the Scarecrows at the wing. So starting on October 6th, go out to Larson, check it out. The public voting, so the public's going to choose somebody,
Okay.
one of the Scarecrows. And then they'll announce the winner, and the winners get some cool Larson gift cards. So they are, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I like it. Michelle, try it. Here we go. Ready?
like a
This is the pumpkin
Scooby
spice.
snack.
It does look like a Scooby snack. Pumpkin spice tea cookies.
That's not bad.
They believe in bringing more joy.
I kind of like it.
Okay. We've got good crunch.
Not overly in your face pumpkin-y.
Yeah.
It's more of a nutmeg allspice kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Would you eat this, Mark?
I would eat it. I'm eating it.
I do feel like
I
I'm
will-
eating
I
a
will
dog
finish.
treat, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
I mean, they're small, and they're the perfect size.
Speaking of dogs, you know who has a bunch of cute Halloween stuff is Woof.
Oh,
The
right.
dog store.
Tell me about that place.
Speaking of dog treats,
Yeah.
they have all sorts of cute autumny Halloween costumes. So if you want to go to Wolf and buy yourself a cute Halloween costume, then you can go enter
Oh, I like that.
Larson.
Yeah.
There's the tie-in.
And they're on East Napa, kind of as you're heading down towards Dallas Santina and the bookshop.
You can see Chris at Caddis. He's out there often talking. And then
They do a really
Wolf
good
is
job
there.
of fun holiday stuff and
They
then
do.
Christmas stuff.
I bought my dog, I think it's a lobster outfit there.
And
a couple bow ties.
Okay.
I love to grouse about how much I hate my dog.
And then you buy him outfits.
Yes.
Okay.
How does he roll with it? Is he one of those dogs that immediately just looks at you like, why are you doing this to me?
Actually, the bow tie, he'll do the thing a couple times where he's flaxing, but then he'll go with the bow tie and he'll wear it around.
I bought the cutest sweater for my dog. I put it on her. She immediately rolled over and tried to wiggle out of
Yeah.
it and was just like, this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
But you have one of those nice dogs. You have like a premium dog.
I have a burn doodle.
Yeah, I've got one of those garbage dogs. Like literally like a dog at a dump with a curly tail.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, that dog looks like it would eat garbage because it does. But I begrudgingly.
Now he has a bow tie, so he's fancy.
He is fancy. All right, so that's at Larson. We've doing a lot of stuff down there, and they're known for the fall events because they do a great job.
They
kind of
do.
a Western themed place down there anyway.
Yeah.
And they do, like you said, all sorts of fun stuff.
And they've got lots of exciting wines for the holiday season too. They've got some Gewürztraminers that are like a dry, non-sweet version. So good for Thanksgiving. Pairs great with turkey as you're getting ready for that holiday.
There's no pumpkin in it?
Yep.
None that I'm aware of. But maybe notes of pumpkin in that.
Maybe notes of pumpkin.
I like that. Should I open the next thing?
Yes.
Sure.
This is from Sonoma Market.
Just want to say, first of all, the tea cookies are the least offensive pumpkin spice thing we've eaten so far.
Okay, so far.
Yeah.
That's the first thing we've had.
Exactly. They are the winning category.
Sample
so far.
size 1. I was at Sonoma Market, and I was very helpful staff over there. And I asked for if they had any pumpkin products, and they were actually sampling this as I speak. And the man that helped me, his name is Bill. I would recommend talking to him. Very nice guy. Brought me over to aisle 5 and 6 on the end cap. These are pumpkin pie pretzels. Pumpkin pie pretzels from Burke's Naturals. So they're natural, Mark. They're healthy.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I'm going to open these.
They look, I'm just screaming nature.
This natural
Color,
there. I'll take 2. I'll pass you guys some. There, you can get some. And Mark, you got something you want to share to pair with these?
Mention the Woodsboro experience that's coming up at the Sonoma Community Center. First of all, we love Sonoma Community Center, awesome local organization.
Absolutely.
Down
Where
on
Scream was filmed?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
this will be a viewing of the movie Scream in Andrews Hall. So there's kind of two parts. There's something up at Spring Hill Estate Mansion and then at the community center. So
Okay. And Woodsboro was the name of the mythical high school that was set there, I think.
I think so.
Okay.
Yep. And so fun fact, I went to Santa Rosa High School the time that this was being filmed. And if you watch the very end of Scream, the last line on the credits says no thanks whatsoever to the Santa Rosa School District.
True.
Because they had an agreement to put the movie, to film it at Santa Rosa High School. And then the parents freaked out because back in the 1990s, people were very sensitive about things.
Hold on. Back in the 90s?
Yeah.
When they had dial-up internet?
Yeah.
And everyone had what were those little Tamagotchis?
Yeah.
And then we're going to make our money on the trading futures of Beanie Babies?
Yeah.
You're telling me
Yeah. Back then.
back then.
Yeah, everybody freaked out, and so they killed the movie, and they weren't going to be able to film it. And that's when Sonoma jumped in and offered up the community center as a filming
We're not
location.
afraid. Our whole downtown plaza is haunted.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Very spooky
we're
town.
getting to the haunted thing. I had Carolyn Fulton, the cemetery lady, on. I'm going to get her back. How come it's always haunted? Now I'm like shaking my finger. It's always a Victorian baby. It's never like a 12th century deity, and it's never like someone from like 1968. It's always Victorian baby. Why is that?
Don't know.
You ever thought about that? No, you haven't, and you should.
Okay.
We need to do the haunted radio show.
We should do the
about all
haunted
that.
show. Yeah,
That's good.
I get very passionate about this because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's a Victorian
Taking
baby."
a
I'm like,
ghost tour?
we do have a ghost tour, don't we?
I know.
By the
That's what
tunnels.
I'm saying. Have you
Supposedly,
taken it?
there's tunnels underneath the plaza where the Victorian baby crawls out at the playground.
I took the ghost tour. I didn't see any tunnels.
Someone told me about
I
that.
learned about the hanging tree.
That's horrible.
The
For
Blue
real.
Wing is supposed to be super haunted. Sebastiani Theater is supposed to be very haunted.
Yeah, I think upstairs.
Girl in the Fig, that
Really?
whole hotel is haunted. And you'll be happy to know, Tim, that your new office is very haunted.
The Toscano.
Yes.
Yeah, it is haunted in there. It is. You will hear things.
If you're last person
not a-
there at night, you're going to be like,
No, it is that. So the visitor center moved there.
Yeah.
And you've been in there, but like it feels haunted.
Yeah.
it does.
And someone says there's a certain smell to it. I'm like, what's just an old building?
Yeah.
You know, but it could be the miasma of ghosts. Absolutely. Or ectoplasm.
smell?
Sure, of course they do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
How else would you know they're there? Here in the back here. Did we try these pretzels yet? You want to try one?
I did.
Here's this orange pretzel. It's called, what are they called again? Just pumpkin pretzels?
What did you say? These are all natural?
Pumpkin pie pretzels from Burke's Naturals. I'm going to hold it up right
Getting a
there.
big.
Again, it's very
the scent.
allspicy.
It's very spicy.
Well, I mean, it's like kind of a yogurt covered kind of pretzel.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
See here, does it pass the Bodenhamer test?
Which is the least offensive of the two
The
that
cookie
you've eaten?
is still the least.
Still going cookie? Yeah. Well, you know the problem
Got
with
a lot
like,
of allspice.
yeah.
Heavy on the spice.
Funny
A
they call
little aggressive.
one spice allspice. But it's not all spices, it's just one spice. It should be called one spice. But
Or just
You need to write a letter about that.
that's right. Who do I address that to?
I address that too.
All right, Michelle, you got another event while I eat this other
I
cookie?
do. So another fun thing is at Charlie's Acres, because everybody loves farm animals. Yes, we do. On October 25th, they're doing a big harvest party, scavenger hunt, and they do pumpkin smashing with the pigs. Apparently, pigs love pumpkins. So they kind of crack it open and then they throw it in the pig, and then the pigs tear the pumpkin apart, and they love it. So they're doing that, and that's October 25th, and it's supposed to be super fun. And then also the Sonoma Ecology Center is having a harvest festival at Sonoma Garden Park, and that's October 4th, and that is wreath making. There's a critter zone, there's music, and there's all sorts of fun crafts for the kids, like they're making tie-dye Halloween
Stuff.
Yeah,
It is interesting you said wreath making twice now.
wreath making is a thing.
But it's a thing, it sounds like it's a fall to winter thing. Do we make spring wreaths or summer wreaths?
Yeah.
We do?
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, with like fall colored leaves and things.
No, but like in spring.
Oh, in the spring?
Yeah.
You could do a pastel egg one. That'd be
Yeah.
a wreath.
Would people do that?
Oak Hill Farm is a really good wreath place, and they do spring
Really?
wreaths.
I
Yeah,
got to talk to Amy from your office, who's also a florist.
Yeah.
Because she probably knows wreaths, right? Like She's
Yes.
probably her
Yeah.
jam. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just want to know why they're so popular for the
Hill
latter
Farm
half
is
of the year.
a
But
great
not-
place to go for wreaths, and they also have big branches because ladies like to nest up the house and make
do.
it a little more autumn feeling.
Yeah.
So, and you don't really want bright red roses or something. You want like a big container full of like natural
branches.
branches and leaves, and Oak Hill Farm has tons of that.
So like basically instead of like cleaning
Girls
the
like that
gutters and putting it out of the curb, you clean the gutters and put it in a really decorative
It's
objet
really
d'art.
pretty.
Is your gutter filled with romantic birch leaves?
I tell my wife we can't clean that out. It's
No.
romantic.
We like
It's
all
that
that stuff.
time.
The big branches. Very cool.
Can I introduce a new thing before we move on?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's please.
Mark, you're gonna love this because you like
It says
to.
overjoyed on
It
it.
says overjoyed limited edition harvest spice indulgent trail mix. Okay, indulgent trail mix. Mark likes to hike. I've seen him.
Big fan.
I have not seen him hiking. I've seen him post photos of him hiking.
Yeah, I just
while I've been on the
download those
couch.
from other people's Instagram.
Made it to the top all the way. So this is an indulgent trail mix. It's a mix of honey roasted peanuts, cinnamon cookies, pumpkin spiced flavored mini cups, and
Already
almond
planning how he's
pretzels.
going to pick out
Yeah, there you
the
go.
chocolate. Speaking of hiking, Jack London Park has got some really fun autumn hikes going on. I
They
think
do.
this weekend
Yeah.
there's like a wellness theme, de-stress yourself.
Oh.
It's a guided hike.
They've been doing that trail challenge, which I think is almost over. So maybe they're doing all the
That's a
fall.
different one. Yeah, but there is a number of fall hikes, and then also
Mark is like examining it
He's
like,
like,
remember like the monkeys
that
in
looks like
2001?
I'm trying to take your little thing seriously
Give
here.
it to
I'm
your
giving
cat.
the
You're like,
nose and
Kitty, kitty,
I don't
kitty.
know
Sampling.
what these do look like kitty treats.
Yeah,
They
that
do.
does look like
This
This
looks
is
a
the
lot
second
like
thing
a-
This
today
is
that
like meow
definitely
mix
looks-
when you want your
yeah.
cat to come.
Meow, 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 meow.
The botanical gardens also got some fun things going on, and it's really pretty if you have been there, but you have not been there in autumn. It's totally different.
It is.
It has a whole other vibe. All of the beautiful Japanese oaks and all the darker colors start coming out, and it looks really different.
Right.
So I think they have their last music event next week. There's a lot of the music things are starting to wrap up, like the Fairmont Fridays and the farmers market. Next Tuesday is
I think it's
the
the last
farmers
one.
market.
It is.
Mark, how's that been going?
It's been going great. It's we got really lucky this year. Last year there was a trend where we'd have nice, mild, beautiful weekends, and that was great. And then every Tuesday it would ratchet up to like
105.
114,
Yep.
and it was just miserable. Or rainy days. We had to cancel a couple of them last year.
Okay.
This year it's just been nice and smooth.
Good.
Good, pleasant weather. It looks like it's going to be great next week. So I encourage everybody to come out on the 30th for the last market.
Is there like a closing ceremony with like Cirque du Soleil or something like that?
Are you interested? Are you available?
Got my leotard ready, Mark.
No, we'll be out there. The fun capper this time is it's going to be Wear Red for Education Day. The Education Foundation is going to be out there.
Okay.
We'll be serving Pangloss wines. Shout
good.
out to our good friends over there at Pangloss. So
Thanks,
don't know
Ryan,
what
and
we're
everybody
serving
else.
Yet.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a really fun one.
guest?
I don't know that. I can think of it.
It could just be like
It's
Tuesday
always
jam
great.
day.
We always save some
Yeah, that's why I
big
was
chips
asking.
for the last couple
Usually-
weeks because they want it to close strong, so they know that it's going to
Right.
be.
And the weather's
something good.
absolutely perfect.
It is. It's actually flannel weather, as you can see by this
is in
flannel.
here.
Not
Yeah.
quite sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
The season before
not sweater
sweater
weather.
weather.
All right, who was talking last about the next event? Who's got what?
Go ahead, Mark.
Why don't
Mark's got
we?
some things.
Yeah,
Well,
I've
I'm
got some
gonna
things. I was going to
slowly-
bring
Yeah, the
up this,
haunted. Yeah, that one looks
the
really
haunted
good.
Victorian Halloween. This is
See,
okay.
see,
now-
Victorian.
Victorian babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
I don't know if there's going to be any Victorian babies, but there is going to be a DJ dance party, a costume contest, prizes, hors d'oeuvres, beer, wine, spooky spritzes. And this is at a place, if there's any place that's haunted in Sonoma Valley, I bet you that Jack London Village is, because that is pre-Civil War.
yeah.
Out in Glen Ellen on
Yeah.
a
It's
creek.
got a mill.
Yeah, there's a
Songbird.
mill.
Mills are
There's
always
a-
haunted.
Tucked underneath a bunch of old
A lot of
craggly oak
creaking
trees.
going on.
That place
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
haunted AF.
And
Yeah.
Songbird Parlor is so like it looks very autumnal inside. It has
Yes.
it has the big
good
wall
job.
mural of the
does.
dark, like moody, vibey.
Yes.
You know,
a
like
good winter
it's a
spot.
perfect place
Yeah.
for that.
For
Lauren
sure.
does a good. Their
And
food
their
there's
food is
their food's
really
ridiculous.
good.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unsolicited ad. We went there for an event, and we're like, okay, we're gonna go and I ate this food. I'm like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
more people need to hear about this.
I went there for a
Yes.
holiday thing last year and cut into a steak and was just like sort of like kind of paying attention and took a bite and was like, this is one of the
Yeah.
best steaks I've ever
Yeah.
had. We have
For real.
a really amazing culinary team. Lauren and Kenny are super
Super
cool.
talented. Doing
a good job.
They've been involved in everything in the community for a long time. So great spot. You're supporting a local family and amazing food. And then, yeah, the setting there is just really cool. It's a perfect place for
In the little
a,
creekside lower area, I think you can get a glass of wine and sit down there, and it's
can.
really nice.
right down Schermeister Wine.
Yeah, Schermeister's right next door, and then also
In fact,
Upsagio.
the space
and-
they were in used to be a music studio, and Metallica recorded
right.
an album in that.
I heard that's true.
Nice.
Yeah, so cool history.
Yeah, and now it's haunted by 65-year-old metal guys from Marin. They just come up and they're like, "Yeah, man."
So this event at Songbird Parlor, you can check out their website. It's Songbird Parlor, and that's spelt the frou-frou way, Parlour.
Yeah, parlor.
Parleur.
Yeah.
It's on Halloween, so 7 to 11. Yeah, looks like it's going to be
Halloween
really
this
fun.
year
That's
is
gonna be a fun
a Friday, right?
Yeah,
So that's going to be fun.
yeah.
That's going to be
People
fun.
have 2 full days to.
Recover.
Yeah.
Recover from. And real quick, you guys want to try? This one's kind of weird. I'm gonna tell you because like the repetition of this. Mark's like at the.
Tim, they're all kind of weird. But go ahead.
Mark's like, take this back.
I also
take
got this
back."
one at Sonoma Market. This is milk chocolate pumpkin spice pumpkins from Choco Love.
Wait, pumpkin spice pumpkins?
It literally
seems
says
like
pumpkin
it would
spice
break the
pumpkins.
space-time.
Thank you. It seems like a little repetitious, does it not?
Yeah. Okay, so it's like a chocolate truffle that is pumpkin shaped.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Choco
And so
Love,
it's-
33% cocoa milk chocolate pumpkin spice filled pumpkins. And they're perfect for fall. So let me throw one towards you, Michelle and
Okay.
Mark.
I like their liberal use of thing. Words like limited edition, indulgent, perfect. They
Yeah.
they're really pushing us.
Yes, they are.
Well, it says each pumpkin shaped bite is individually wrapped and ready for sharing. But if it's,
Is it
I
ready
can't
for
share the
sharing? This
bite.
is
I
small.
got to share. You don't. Yeah, like you get your
Well,
own
you
bite.
just shared these with us, and it was
Right.
easier for you
Yeah.
to toss them.
It was easier for you to throw it
yeah.
at you. All right, Michelle.
That's actually pretty good. It has kind of a caramely taste in which I
Yeah.
like.
Okay. There's a little. Oh, they are pumpkins. They're
Yeah.
technically pumpkins.
Well,
I mean, they're pumpkin shaped, sort
have you
of.
ever bought the Reese's peanut butter cup that's supposed to be shaped like a pumpkin, and you open it and it's just like a blob, and then for Christmas they're like, "Oh, we have
tree.
Santas," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "This is just a blob with a little
pretty
bit."
lackluster.
Be honest, they
effort,
all look
yeah.
like things dogs left in the park.
Yeah.
Every chocolate that's shaped
I
like
love
a
a
mass
Reese's
produced.
peanut butter cup, but they do make
Mm-hmm.
all this marketing for like Easter and all these holidays when roughly it's just a slightly different blob shape.
And it also like goofs up the nice thing about the peanut butter cup is it's the perfect ratio of
right.
peanut butter
Exactly.
to chocolate.
You're
and
absolutely
the
right.
trees and the
Yes.
eggs and all of these silly like
It throws it out of whack.
Yeah, it does. So you
I think,
get the
Mark,
Yeah.
it's the surface area versus the internal area. That's actually a really good
For
observation.
the OG Reese's peanut butter cup.
That is good.
Me too.
What do we think of these? These Choco Love.
It's like if you took a chocolate with caramel in it and then just made it worse.
I'm actually going to agree with
They
you.
just made it
I'm
worse.
not a huge fan.
Yeah,
of
I'm not
these.
even
Yeah,
really
I
getting
don't-
any pumpkin.
Me neither.
It's just like It's like, did something go wrong when they were making the caramel inside
It's kind
this?
of bland,
pumpkin spice.
considering the big buildup of all the adjectives. I find it a little bland.
Yeah, it doesn't live up to the
I
adjectives.
find that more offensive than the.
So we're still
That one's not going to win least offensive.
no. So Scooby snacks are still the
I
best.
still like the Scooby snack.
Okay. You guys have another event?
Sure, go ahead. Mark has a whole bunch of them here.
Mark's always prepared.
Yep.
I brought this thing, free movie night that's being put on by the Sonoma Home Winemakers. So it's at Sebastiani Theater, which we've discovered is haunted. But aside from the ghosts who will come and spook you while you watch this, it is really just an incredible venue. You guys have been in
is
there.
amazing.
It is. Somebody was explaining this to me. I guess there's a series of these theaters that were all built by the same design firm, whatever, at a certain time period. This one, I think, these guys are on 92 years, so early part of the.
It's just so retro.
Yeah.
I
It
just
is.
love it.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
You walk in, smell. It has that theater smell of like popcorn, and
Right.
you feel like you just need a Pepsi. And even if you don't want popcorn, you feel compelled to get
You
one.
do. Absolutely.
Yes. It's
It's a
Absolutely.
special spot. So anyway, they're showing a film called Tiny Vineyards. It's a fun, funny, and accurate documentary that follows Sonoma Valley hobby winemakers through a winemaking season. So great way to just kind of celebrate what we're doing right now. This is on Thursday, the 23rd of October, 6 p.m. doors and 7 p.m. the movie starts. So
And also, Gun Bun is doing outdoor theaters, which I went to one time, and it was really fun.
Like movie theater.
Yeah, they have their whole big outdoor amphitheater set up for giant movies. So Jaws is coming up for October.
Oh, that's actually cool. That is
yeah.
kind of, that is very pumpkin
and it's
spicy.
50th anniversary for Jaws. Right?
Yes, you
Is
can
it?
go sit outside, bundle up, bring a blanket.
Did you guys notice something weird about Jaws and Jaws 2? Is
I
that
don't think I've seen Jaws 2.
okay? Remember the mayor?
you not
Remember the mayor in Jaws 1?
Is it good?
Yes.
Remember the mayor in Jaws 1? Yeah. And like he's like, we're not going to shut down, and
Oh no, the mayor.
the mayor.
Yeah.
And he wore the crazy suit.
Yeah,
And like the tourism people pressured him to keep it open because they're bad.
that's how they are.
Yeah. Well, guess what? He's still mayor in Jaws 2. Like, how did they reelect that guy? Like he's like, well, keep the beaches open, everything's fine. And they're like, let's reelect this guy. Did you guys notice that? You didn't.
I was not thinking about the politics of.
I was just gonna say, considering current situation, maybe.
Let's see what else. I was going to make coffee of either
I think that would put Mark over the top if you made him a caramel pumpkin spice
caramel
coffee.
pumpkin spice
I
coffee.
don't have
Mark.
it in me.
I don't even really like caramel in my coffee. I like my coffee to be coffee.
I like my coffee
I like
flavored.
segregating my food things.
You're just like,
are you that
guy?
I like my
Are you
coffee
that
to
guy?
be coffee.
I'm a
yeah. Oh yeah,
separate-
I definitely. And I usually will like if I have one thing I like to do at breakfast is get sweet and savory, but I will eat all of the savory thing and then.
So
you know,
if like
French
the maple
toast.
syrup ever touches the eggs,
It can happen. Yeah, no, that's fine. Get a little
like that.
touch of.
I like the divided plates. That's how
Really?
far I go. Yeah.
like the little the paper ones.
I don't
for
use them
picnics?
anymore, but when I was little, I liked my food to not touch. I like to say, I like
Okay.
to enjoy each thing
Okay.
separate.
Okay. So that's the way you
Eggs
guys
and
roll.
maple syrup were never meant to touch.
Never.
But it's good if it gets on like sausage or bacon. That's a good time.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
That's
Not
kind of weird.
eggs.
But not eggs.
yeah.
Okay.
Syrup on bacon's
Well, I also have Pete's. This is kind of weird. Pete's has a pumpkin spice coffee blend,
Yeah.
which is weird because Pete's
Getting on
used to
board.
be Starbucks' like mortal enemy.
nemesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't believe they've joined Big Pumpkin and Pumpkin Spice.
Can't really trademark.
Pumpkin
spice lot, you know.
You can't.
It just is.
It's just out there. But you're lucky that I couldn't find any coffee cups, so you owe me.
Or a brewer, apparently. Or a filter.
No, Bob's got his like the KSVY brewer back there. but
okay.
You don't want to look too closely at it. But yeah, okay. What else you guys got? Because I have some more products.
I got a fun one coming up at Bartholomew Estate Winery, which is beautiful
Yep.
and spectacular.
It is.
Really one of the most special spots we have here. It's historic. There's another building that's probably haunted.
For sure.
It's got to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It
the old
used to be a
hospital.
hospital,
Right, it
so
was
you
the
know
hospital.
it is.
So that is
Yeah.
100% haunted.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a bunch of eight.
Yeah, that's where I was born.
I was going to say the mortuary, but here we go.
Okay.
There was a hospital on the
Yeah, I
other
was
side
born
of
in
the
a
hill.
mortuary.
So up in
Yeah.
those
It was
haunted
called
buildings.
Community Hospital when I was born there, but now it's
And now it's called Bodenhamer Estates.
now it's called Victorian Baby.
Go ahead.
Okay, so up at Bartholomew Estate, which is one of the two like real historic wineries that we have. I guess Gun Bun could be thrown in there too, but in the neighborhood of our most historic wineries, Euphoria Retreats is having an event out there. So it's Escape to Serenity for this one-of-a-kind experience. Sediments, the breathtaking Bartholomew Estate winery. So it's a nature walk, sound healing session, and then they wrap it up. That's one of the things I love about Euphoria Retreats is it's got all that like nice, earthy, touchy-feely, beautiful. And then they're like, and also there's wine at the end.
Yeah.
So
Well,
there's a,
it is Sonoma Valley.
Yeah.
You got to be of the place.
Yeah. So
They do a lot of cool stuff. They
Yeah.
do like yoga walks and wellness, sound bathing. Yeah.
They won Best Retreat Company of 2025 from SF Magazine. Did you know that?
I
Euphoria
did
Retreats.
not.
Good for them.
Good job.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Another fun thing is this weekend actually is Sonoma County Farm Trails Farm Tour. So September 27th and 8th, if you're into seeing farm animals, they have pumpkin patches, they have all sorts of crafts for kids and for adults. And it's free, but you have to go to SonomaCountyFarmTrails.com.
Okay.
You have to sign up, and then they email you a link of where the trails are. And there is way more this fall farm tour is the biggest one they've ever had. They decided to make it so it used to be kind of Sebastopol, Petaluma, and
Yeah, kind of West
like
County-ish.
north, but now they're adding more everything in.
And actually, Carmen and her team at Farm Trails do a great job.
They do a
put on
great
that
job.
Gravenstein Apple Fair.
Yes.
We've got this. I think they also have a holiday one. Probably involves wreaths.
I was going to say wreath making. Need a
And I
wreath.
think that's in November or December. And then they do Barnyard Babies.
Yes,
in
that's
the
in
spring. Yeah, so they do a good job.
You can cuddle baby goats. Who doesn't want to cuddle a baby goat?
That does sound fun.
I mean,
Have you
yeah.
ever cuddled a baby goat? They're so friendly. It's like a
Yes.
puppy.
Goats are fantastic.
And they're
Baby
like have
goats.
these long legs and
Have you cuddled a adult goat?
They're less cute.
they're less
100%.
cute. They're
Have
kind
you
of stinky.
smelled-
One
they
of them
smell-
ate my
yes.
pocket off my pants.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was doing.
One of the best Onion articles ever is called "Hey, Can I Eat That?" and it's written by a goat, and the entire thing is just paragraph after paragraph of a goat harassing somebody.
Yes.
Can I eat
Yeah,
whatever?
goats,
Like
they're jerks.
got some
They're
old
jerks.
tinfoil? I'll eat
I'll
that.
eat it. Yeah.
Cuddling a baby goat, and the adult goat got up on a hay bale behind me, grabbed my pocket,
Yeah.
and just ripped it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Like ate it.
yeah.
Lots less cute than
Yeah.
the baby.
Not as
Lots
cute baby
less
goats.
cute.
Is goat yoga? Is that baby goats? I've never.
Well, so that's what I was gonna say. I've done both. I've done goat yoga with baby goats.
Yeah.
And then I've done
that
one-
at
Charlie's.
Acres? Oh my
And then I did one with full-on adult jerk goats.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun.
Well, I mean, they're funny because they're Charlie's Acres. Those are mellow goats. Just
Yeah.
people know Charlie's Acres. They've been on before. A vegan sanctuary. Every animal there's having a great time.
Yeah.
Right. Because they know life's good
Luckiest
for them.
animals on the
Luckiest
planet.
animals around. So this goat was just like hanging out with me and stuff. But goats, they are not continent. They don't hold themselves.
Nope.
They're just like, I'm gonna let it all go.
Yep.
So I'm sitting there doing yoga. There's like little pellets coming out next to me. I'm like, here I am, man.
Relaxing.
Here I am. And the goat's
On
like,
that note,
what are you
have
gonna
some
do?
of This Harvest Spice trail mix.
Well, actually, we've got our newest thing here. You mentioned kids.
Yeah.
Hostess cupcakes. These are pumpkin Hostess cupcakes.
put Mark in
Iced
a
pumpkin.
coma.
There you go, Mark.
Pumpkin.
I do want to point out that Tim kept these under the table and pulled them up
I
for
know.
dramatic
He
effect.
He knew that they were going to be the most.
Here's or grab. Can you get one for Michelle there?
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah. Did you? And my dad listened to this. When my dad would take care of us or make lunches, my mom was very much into healthy food.
Probably leave this in your pantry for 5 years. and
I'm
it would be
looking
okay.
for a date because I'd heard one time that Twinkies have an indefinite shelf
Yeah,
life.
For real.
And so I wanted to see if these actually list anything
Leave
in
it in your
terms of.
car, and then if you ever
Well,
get stranded, like in
okay.
the next 10 years, you'll have something to eat.
So
There's
this
some
is
sort of code written on it, but it doesn't appear
an
to
alien
discourage
language.
you from.
It's like this is Hostess cupcakes, and I would say my dad used to put these in our lunches, and they were
Hostess
fantastic.
cupcakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he would make bologna sandwiches and all the stuff that like my mom was very much into health food, and my dad was very much into bologna sandwiches.
The opposite of health.
Yeah, fantastic. So these look like they're smaller than the normal
there's some
Hostess
shrinkflation
cupcakes.
going on.
Everything is
Yeah.
shrinkflation now.
For real.
Everything's smaller.
Yeah.
I just got a
Twinkies
box
are
of
smaller
cereal,
than
and
they
I got
were.
the cereal out, and I was like, "What?
Where'd it go?
The box
Really?
is big, but the bag of cereal.
Now it's
is
kind of
not.
an orange color, excuse me, and then on top of it there's a trademark twirly circular spiral in orange.
Yeah.
What color? Michelle, what color is that right there? Is it like a tan?
That's kind of an almond color.
Almond color. Okay, so for the frosting's an almond color, and the cake is very orange.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
sort of looks
orange.
like a carrot
Like a
cake.
carrot cake.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring that.
Do you think it's a
home,
carrot cake? No,
but someone else.
is it? You're not gonna try it?
No,
I'm gonna try it.
I'm pumpkined out.
I'm gonna. Well, it's got the filling. It's got the right.
Have the filling.
It has the right consistency of slightly cardboardy.
That's what it
Right.
looks like.
Mark, have you been to Michael's?
The craft store?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know when you walk in and you get that whiff up in your upper
Candle?
sinuses?
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like.
Yeah, it tastes like a candle, like a Yankee candle.
That's what it is.
Oh,
That's
that's
what
the
yeah.
worst.
Up in my
Or when they
nasal.
put those pine cones, those scented pine cones in the bag
Yes.
during Christmas. If
Yes.
I walk in a store and smell that, I just have to leave.
I feel like we're eating one of those.
I knew it, and that's why I'm not eating it.
What I will say for this, though, I like that they're not even trying. Like, this is
Yeah.
there's no effort made
Like,
to make
No.
it
this is
taste like
bad
actual
for you.
pumpkin.
This is
Right.
going to taste like
This
a pumpkin
is-
candle.
Yeah. This is just, it tastes like sweet chemical. And,
It does.
Sweet chemical.
yeah. So,
That'd be a good name for a band.
That is
Yeah.
a good name for
Yeah,
them.
sweet chemical. Yeah, so the Hostess, what are they called? The Hostess Ice
just
Pumpkin
cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
Iced pumpkin cupcake. Again, limited edition.
There's-
they stress
there's-
on the.
there is
I see the
definitely
words
no
limited
pumpkin in
on
that.
all of these. Limited.
Zero.
Limited.
Mark, what's the first
limited,
ingredient on there? If that's
Chemical.
sweet.
Candle
First
wax.
thing is sweet. The second thing is chemical.
What does it
Candle
say?
Oh
wax.
no! You can probably guess the first ingredient.
Sugar.
Yes.
Okay. Followed by high
Sugar,
fructose
then
corn syrup.
water.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Plastic.
The very healthy combination of high fructose corn syrup. Next ingredient: corn syrup. Then palm oil and soybean oil. These are not good for you.
No, they're not.
Okay, well, that's our second.
But they do harken back to, I have, like you, memories from childhood of eating Hostess things.
Yeah.
And so that's
Was
fun.
Hostess better then? Because maybe they made more.
You were
and
younger
maybe-
and you didn't know better.
That's probably part of it. But I actually think that they were better.
Maybe they're better. Maybe because they went through more product. 'Cause people actually ate them, so they weren't as shelf stable. Maybe.
I think that they were always pretty shelf stable for
Okay.
a long time. but-
Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot of
I do have. I got like a neat film on my teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
pretty
That's
good.
why I
That's,
was like,
hallmark
that's going to
of
eat
Hostess
a
food
yeah.
products.
I should go next door. Is the dentist still next door? I can get a toothbrush from that guy there.
You need to go to the car wash first and blast it out, and then go to the dentist.
Do we have another event coming up? You guys know anything else?
I got a couple more things,
do?
but they're going a little further out. So
Well,
we
that's the
can,
whole idea. This
mention
is
that.
kind of evergreen.
I have another October one.
Go for it.
So
Yeah, let's do that.
besides Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead,
Yes.
is a thing.
It is a thing.
Sonoma.
100%.
And everywhere.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool. So that is Saturday, November 1st through Sunday, November 2nd. If you haven't been to Hola Vida Collective,
Yes.
over by Red Grape, it
Correct.
is such a cool store.
Angie does a
They
great job
have
over there.
I mean, it's she does such a good job merchandising.
Totally.
And she totally changes it around.
She,
So
I mean,
I look forward to going
yes.
there in October because her Day of the Dead stuff is next level.
it's fantastic. And you say merchandising because I'm bad at that stuff.
Yeah.
When I see someone who's good at it,
Yeah.
and they make it look so effortless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I walk in there and there's new product and the displays look good and everything.
So giving
Yeah.
a shout
The
out.
colors are amazing.
Yeah, to the retail around the plaza. So I just walked around a little bit. Chateau Sonoma always does an amazing
Of
job.
course.
You walk in and you're like, oh my God, this is what I want my
No, you
Thanksgiving
say,
table
ooh la
to look
la.
like. Ooh la la.
It's French.
Yes.
Yeah.
The table is all set
Mon
for
Dieu.
autumn. There's pumpkin-y
Yes.
things. She's going to have all the glittery decorations.
Is she the Martha Stewart of Sonoma?
Sarah
Or-
Anderson is the Martha Stewart of
Is Martha Stewart the Sarah Anderson of Connecticut? That's what I want to know.
Don't know.
Yeah.
But she's got great, and I hate pumpkin spice candles. Sorry, not sorry, because they're so sweet, and I just don't like that overpowering.
I mean, they taste
smell.
just like cupcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
could light one of these on
at
fire.
Chateau Sonoma, they have like a kind of a woodsy smell that smells very autumny, which I like that smell,
Okay.
and it definitely makes your house smell good, and it's not overpowering,
Right,
and it's
yeah.
not. She has a pumpkin spice candle, which is nice, but not my jam. I like the woodsier autumn smell, so
Okay.
candles are a big thing. Global Heart has a bunch of really
Yeah.
cool autumn stuff
do.
in.
Okay.
They do great holiday stuff. Of course, Tiddlywinks always has fun
Totally.
stuff. And then we already talked about Woof.
That was good. Fun is Heidi's middle name at Tiddlywinks.
It's
her
is.
legal
And
middle
she's
name.
got great candy.
She has good
she has all the good vintage candy.
I
that
actually
like.
should have gone there for
You
anything
should.
pumpkin spicy. Although, again, we just discovered it was invented 23 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
So the retail, the shops are getting on
Right.
board, and when you walk into the shops now, it definitely is feeling like fall.
It's getting in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like all the great women's shops have sweaters.
They do.
And we're just waiting for sweater weather.
But meanwhile, Raldi's like, these are the same jeans we've had for 100 years. And Dan's like, damn right, that's what we wear. Because I buy them from them. Yeah. Mark, you got something?
Yeah, I just have a couple getting a little closer into holiday season. First of all, I want to promote in advance on the 29th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We're going to kick off the holiday season. Well, why don't we talk tree lighting first, because that's coming up.
Lighting of the plaza.
Yeah, I got like anxiety going there. Yeah, so Saturday, right before Thanksgiving, this year, November 22nd, lighting of the plaza, extravaganza of lights and talent.
Yeah.
Partnering with Music in Place this year.
Yeah.
So we'll have, in addition to local acts like Curly and Curlier and the kids from one of the schools here will be singing. And I always forget the names of the schools. So it'll be the one that's open. And then we'll have a bunch of different acts. And then we're going to have a really nice pop act at the end. But you guys might not know this. That tree does not run on electricity. It runs on...
Holiday spirit.
Holiday spirit, obviously.
That's right, the community spirit.
Yeah.
So we got to go help light it up. So if you guys, it's fun. So come out to that.
Cool.
And,
That would be really fun.
Yeah, and Jose and I are the MCs, so it's a good time.
1 week later, we will be having the Sip and Shop. There's something ominous happening across the table. 1 week later is the Sip and Shop and Tractor Parade, the lighted Tractor Parade.
This is an awesome event.
It
It
is.
is.
And it's like just the funniest thing, because we put this on in partnership with the Vintners and Growers. And so the first year we were out there, and we were sort of like, do we think anybody's going to show up for this thing?
Right.
And we thought that my vision was we'd have like 6 or 7 tractors, or like someone would just maybe put like a Santa sticker on the
Right,
truck.
like on a John Deere riding lawnmower kind of thing.
These people go absolutely bananas decorating
awesome
their
last year.
tractors.
Combine.
The
There was
first
so many
year was
people.
big, and then
Yeah.
last
Fire
year was
trucks.
like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
It's enormous, and
Yes.
we don't really do a whole lot of marketing, but it's just
big.
The plaza
Well,
was packed.
I think what
There were
Mark-
so many
Yes,
people.
we do a lot of marketing on our social media.
Well, but I just am blown away by the
Right.
number of people that show up.
And
like,
then
word
everyone
got
goes
out.
to dinner after.
Right.
We went to Girl in the Fig after, and it was just packed, and every bar was overflowing with people.
But what's perfect is because it goes around the plaza and makes turns. It's a good chance to see all the lights at night. And
Yeah.
it really is like other parades I've been to are just one long line.
Yeah.
Yes.
This one, you can kind of see it moving around. So it's very clever.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot
You
of
guys
fun.
do a good job of
And the town just really rallies together. I mean,
does.
the farm and ag community, they just go absolutely berserk. And
It
you
was
just
really good last year.
the machines that they bring out are just incredible. You see these things and you're like, holy
The Foley
cow,
grape
what
picker?
does that do?
Yeah.
But there's really cool farm equipment
Yeah.
that comes rolling around, and then they just go absolutely buck wild. Put
It is
lights
fun.
on these things, and so it's a
It was
wonderful
really
day.
good.
Highly recommend.
Bundle
coming
up. Last year it got cold
chilly.
at
It was
night.
cold. Yeah.
Go
I
get,
had
go
the
get.
best slice of cold pizza at the end of that night.
Did you?
Mary's got
Mary's?
overwhelmed. Nobody could get any food anywhere. And so afterwards, there was like one leftover slice of cheese pizza that was
On the
below
sidewalk.
room temperature. And I just,
Mark's all tired
Ate it
and
like a
picking up
raccoon.
garbage.
Yeah, just-
Thought the raccoon for it.
And then last thing I'll mention, we've talked community center once, but we're going to hit them up again. December 5th through 7th is their winter art market. That's a fundraiser for them, but also supports local artisans in our community. I love, nobody wants the thing from Target for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you buy gifts for. These are really cool, handcrafted, interesting, unique things, and it supports the community center that does awesome stuff in our valley. So that's the 5th through the 7th.
Might be a wreath.
SonomaCommunityCenter.org. Yeah, you
Good.
can probably find a wreath. I don't see any wreaths on here, but some candle holders, some
there's gonna be
necklaces.
wreaths.
There's
There's
some
gonna be
candle. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's going to be. You guys know, because you're going to have to answer some questions. You know that from visitors.
Yep.
At the next part of the podcast, right? But before we do that, Mark, what was the one thing you were waiting on today?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Don't act like the pumpkin spice Twinkies. You were desperately waiting on these.
Yeah.
So I'm going to force these on you here.
It'll be interesting to see like what's the difference between this thing
Yeah.
and the last
Just
thing.
the shape.
Yeah.
Just a different shape.
Shape the Hostess pumpkin spice Twinkie, which you can look and see if there is an expiration date. I'm not sure if there is. And
That's
this
the
is
thing you leave in your car.
this is
I'm telling
Twinkie-
you, in case
Twinkie
your car
shape?
breaks down. In 5 years from now, you'll find that and you can eat it.
That's actually a great tip.
Like if you're driving a Tahoe and you get a flat tire and you have to have something in your car, that is not going to go bad.
So
for
put
10
Twinkie
years.
next to the jumper cables and your flares, and you're smart. Okay, here we
There you
go.
go.
This is a pumpkin spice Twinkie.
So can you read the description? Is the cake pumpkin spiced, or is it just pumpkin spice filling in a regular Twinkie cake?
It says it's a 8 individually wrapped golden sponge cake with artificially flavored pumpkin spice creamy filling.
Okay, so standard Twinkie cake with a pumpkin spice filling.
Yeah, it says golden
Mark
sponge
has
cake.
to be prepared
Right, I wanna know
before
what
he
I'm-
eats it.
Okay, I like that.
That's
This
fair.
was pumpkin spice cake on this
Right.
one. This one,
Right. On the
Yeah.
this was iced
looks
pumpkin
like carrot
cake
cake.
with
On the
cream. So
Hostess
this was a
cupcakes.
plain filling in a pumpkin cake. This is basically the inside out version of
It's
that one.
Yeah.
It's a sea cucumber. It turned itself inside out. Let's try this.
I'm going to leave it for you guys, too.
Well, Mark,
Similar to the chocolate, it's just like an inferior version of a Twinkie.
yeah, I don't.
There's
I,
nothing really. I mean, I guess I get a little spicy note, but
It's
I'm just
not.
enjoying watching you eat them.
It's not. It's also got that weird. That's
it's a
cinnamon.
very
What's
like,
that back?
metallic aftertaste.
Yeah. What's
to it.
that back taste?
Did you say
Plastic.
salmon?
I'm getting Chinook and Coho.
I think that would be black cod. We can talk about
Oh
Black Cod
my
Month.
gosh.
That was a segue. Right?
That was a
Can you do Black
segue.
Cod Month? Well, because Black Cod and a Twinkie would be better than this. Go ahead.
Well, black cod is also known as butterfish, and it's really good. I think a lot of people don't order it because they just aren't familiar with it.
Right.
But the thing about black cod is that there's a lot of it in Sonoma County.
Correct.
And it's delicious.
Why don't we just call it butterfish?
Why
That
don't we
seems
just
like-
call it butterfish?
Can we call it Butterfish Month? That would be.
Well, I'm not in charge of the
Well, there's
month.
like crab season
We
and
did this
all of the
with
things. Yeah.
Chilean sea bass,
Yeah.
what
Right,
used
we
to be
renamed
known as Patagonian toothfish, and people were like, absolutely not.
Not
so
eating
they
Yeah.
renamed
toothfish.
it.
We
Right.
need to PR it.
So butterfish.
Butterfish.
But it is
Butterfish
really
Month.
good. So
But then the
lots of
vegans won't eat
restaurants
it.
are going to be having specials.
Did you
for
think the
month.
vegans were going to eat it if it wasn't called butterfish?
But if they call it soy fish, they're going to dive right in. I'm sorry.
All right, let's talk
Michelle.
about that. Yeah.
October.
All right, take three.
I'm trying
October.
to
Ready?
inform
One more tip.
people about this.
Welcome to
very
the
One of us is trying to work.
Pumpkin spice fish. Now tell us about.
But it's really good.
Okay, black
so
cod.
many restaurants will have a black cod special, and I advise people to try it because even though you don't know what it is and
Right.
maybe you're not familiar, it's really good.
It is very
It's a
delicate.
white, kind of a delicate, buttery fish.
And
And it supports our local fishermen here. The fishing industry
Yes.
here that isn't able to get out and catch as much
Yes.
salmon and
Right.
crab as they're used to.
It's
'cause of environmental
sustainable because there's
concerns.
tons of it.
Tons of it
Yes.
out there. And I've been told, even if you cook it at home, it's very forgiving.
It is.
So unlike some fish which dry out very quickly,
Yep.
because it's butter
I made
fish.
black cod tacos last year, and it was
Yeah,
good.
it was really good. Yeah.
Yes.
So you can get. I think Sonoma Market probably has it. You can get some different recipes. We'll have some recipes up on our website.
Yep.
But yeah, black cod month.
Blackened in a cast iron skillet tacos. I'm telling you,
That's good.
delish.
Okay.
Thumbs up.
Butterfish month. Butterfish month. Butter. I'm gonna work on this because I think that's the way to do it. I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Mark, did you have any more events that you wanted to do
I'm
before
fresh
we
out
move
of
on?
paper.
Okay,
I've
good.
come up with everything I can come up
Mark's
with.
having a hard time
I
enunciating
said
now
palate.
because he has.
I'm trying to scrape the hostess film off the inside of my
If
mouth.
Mark starts swelling up, we're like, oh, there's also shellfish in there, Mark. It's a coloring. You don't have any food allergies, do you?
Nope, none.
Okay, I should have asked
There's
that.
pumpkin.
There's pumpkin.
The problem is we're not eating food; we're eating hostess.
Yes.
That's different.
Well, from what I've been heard, if you're stranded on the way to Tahoe, like the Donner Party, it's a
Yep.
preferable thing to eat
Yes.
versus the other choices
is.
that the Donner Party had.
yes.
Keep it
Maybe.
in your go bag.
Yeah. Before we move on, did you guys see this about this one squirrel?
Yes, I did, and it was terrifying.
Mark, did you see this?
I did not.
There's an attacked squirrel in Marin
San
County.
Rafael?
Yeah, Marin County that has attacked 3 people.
Like, put him in the hospital.
Yeah, the people, not the squirrel.
Yeah.
So there's now this sign up on the things that says "Attack squirrel, beware." This is not a joke. More than 5 people have been attacked by a very mean squirrel over the past few days on Diablo Circle and Mount Lassen. Those are streets. Several have gone to the ER for severe laceration. This squirrel comes out of nowhere and will attack and leave bite marks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, grabbed this guy's head and
Yeah.
scratched him.
And there's not much really you can do. I mean, squirrels are so
Yeah.
fast.
They are fast. They're wily little critters.
Yeah.
and they get close to you because you think they're cute.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you're going to Mount Tam General Hospital with squirrel lacerations. So beware. Hike in Sonoma Valley.
Squirrels.
Do it. And the other news, Melissa Etheridge.
Yes.
Her daughter
She
got
was
married,
here. Yeah,
right?
her kid.
Yes.
And they got married, and she sang a yet to be released song
I
at a
saw
winery.
her in Berkeley, and she was amazing.
Did she say I'll be up in Sonoma soon?
No, but it was just a month ago, so I can't believe she didn't tell me.
I guess her kid lives here, and there was a wedding, and she sang some song. So that was kind of
Good
big news.
resource for if you're getting married and your mom is Melissa Etheridge. That's a good
So
deal.
yeah, there's that.
Yeah, or just go to sonomavalley.com. Because we have other ideas.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like,
okay.
we have other people that can sing songs too.
That's true. Yes.
Like, at the Sebastiani Theater.
I thought you had a way to make Melissa Etheridge my mom on your website, but it's not.
Yes, with AI. I will write a blog about it. Melissa Etheridge delivered Mark Bodenhamer at, what was the hospital again?
Community Hospital.
Community Hospital Santa Rosa, which is now closed and haunted.
Yeah.
Is that the true story?
Which part?
It's gonna
All of it. All of the above. All right, guys. Thank you for all the pumpkin spice stuff.
Yep.
It's been really good. My mouth is coated in chemicals.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying this, and I like the preview. You know the best part of this podcast, though, other than walking out when you guys are out of here, is where you answer visitors' questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here it goes. We've got 2 visitor centers. People call us. They text us. They walk into Scano Hotel, our new
the time.
location. They go on our DMs.
All the time.
They call the Chamber of Commerce, and Mark
slide
says,
into your
they
DMs?
slide into
All
our
the
DMs.
time.
They call the Chamber of Commerce, and Mark is so kind to say, you actually wanted the Visitors Bureau.
Yep.
And
707-996-1090. Call them.
you are really good, Mark.
Yeah.
Well
that's 'cause I
done.
refer every tricky customer I get to you guys.
Nice. That's why we get them all.
I'm like, yes, I would like to be part of an MLM. Thank you. So you're going to help us in a segment we call We Get Questions. Ready? You haven't seen these?
Ready.
Here we
Let's
go.
do it.
That was a big inhale. Okay, here we go. We want to bring a group of corporate professionals to Sonoma Valley for a 3-day meeting in November. We don't want to just sit in a conference room. What else can we do?
So we're looking for activities. Are there places to have a corporate retreat? That
I
are
would
not
assume
in
kind
like
of
a
both.
Okay.
But I like that's a good point. Right, yeah.
Yeah. Let's think. Well, obviously, there's lots of spaces for conference room type activities. I was just up at Landmark Vineyards about a week ago, and they have a really beautiful meeting space in the back that can have about 30 people overlooking vineyards. Really cool historic property there that was originally owned. You mentioned John Deere tractors earlier. It was owned by the Deere family when it was originally founded. So that's a good spot right in the heart of Kenwood.
Good
Go
spot.
over and grab some food at Palooza afterwards.
Yeah.
Maybe check out some other wineries there, Von Duffy and Tycate.
Hamilton guys right there, yeah.
And then the newest dining sensation in the valley is right there too. The
Stella.
Stella. Yeah.
Stella!
so good.
That's good pasta.
I haven't been there in a while. Have they updated the burrata menu? Are there different
Yes,
things that
there
are
are
mixed? Is
different-
there a pumpkin
Why?
spice burrata?
Oh my
Not.
gosh. No, I'm going to ask him. I
I
actually,
was there a couple weeks ago, and they had figs, so they were doing
Really?
very seasonal.
Oh, yeah, I got figs in my backyard right now.
Delicious.
I specifically told Ari he can come back on this podcast if he brought all the pastas. But now I'm going to also say bring all the burratas.
There you
It'll
go.
be good.
Yeah. good call.
Sonoma
yeah,
Valley
Landmark-
Inn is another great place for
yeah.
a conference.
That's true.
And I like that because it's so in the middle of downtown that
Right.
people can walk around and they don't have to get in their car and drive.
That's true.
And also, if you're having a conference there, people will drop off bikes to you, like our friend
Hunt. Yeah.
Yes, they'll drop off bikes, and then you guys can get on bikes and take a little, because nobody wants to sit in a conference room all day,
Right.
like
It's
you
true.
said.
Yeah.
So if you can hop on a bike, you can just get on the bike path
Right.
and go up and down.
go explore stuff.
There's so many cool things to see.
I like that.
If you want another idea for a corporate meeting space that also involves wheels, but wheels that maybe spin a little bit faster,
What is it?
Turn 11.
Turn 11.
Sonoma Raceway. They have a beautiful conference facility that can hold like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
That's
The
really
indoor
nice.
outdoor space.
Indoor outdoor.
Door opens
Yes.
up.
And if you want, you can arrange to have hot laps be part of it. So you
Let's
and
do
your corporate people can take a break from the meeting. You walk down to the track, and a professional driver whips
Right.
you around a couple of times.
With like 12 hairpin turns. Have you done a hot laps, Michelle?
I love driving fast.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it's super fun.
You've done the hot laps. It's fun.
There, but yeah.
It's fun-ish.
I went and did it one time, and so
It's
you're
really
like
fun.
waiting
You don't
in
want to
line,
eat
right?
any of this.
No, that's what I'm trying to
before
say.
that.
Like, that's exactly what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
So when I'm waiting in line, everybody's getting into these cars, and there's all these like strapping young men driving the cars, right? And then it gets to be my turn, and the guy that pulls up is this old guy, and I'm like, oh man, I got the dud. Like we're gonna be going all slow, right?
He's like, get in,
and
Sonny.
then he starts pulling on these like beautiful Italian leather race gloves, and I was like, oh, I think I underestimated this guy. And sure enough, he hits the gas, my neck snaps back, and we're passing everybody else because this guy knows his way. Every angle, every turn, he's got it just dialed down, and it was incredible.
Then you get everybody's heart racing, and then you can go back to the conference.
And you're all pumped up.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're pumped up.
Place. Yeah.
Yeah. And there are other Audis or Camrys, depending on.
They
I
have
think
Porsche too.
They've got all kinds of different things.
Wow.
Yeah, there are things happening at that track. Different cars, different types of cars. 300 days a year.
Yeah.
Really, it's only a couple of breaks
Yeah.
when weather's bad and when they're prepping for the big races. So next year, NASCAR is going to be, I believe, end of June, and then the NHRA will be its standard mid to late July.
Yeah. Okay, those big events there. Okay, good. Those are good answers.
Yeah.
You guys are good at this. Hey, here's a question. Outside of wine tasting, what else can you do at a winery or vineyard?
Well, Bartholomew Park, you can go horseback riding. They have amazing hiking trails. They have picnics. They have wildflowers. They have history. It's basically a museum in there where people were born and whatnot, but they've got like great art.
Okay.
And there's tons of really cool art, like imagery I saw on their Instagram that they're redoing all of their gallery space, which
they are.
if you haven't been to imagery, they have a lot of gallery.
They do.
A lot of art. And then Dunham Estates, of course. I love going there in October because that big creepy spider is really cool.
Yes.
But they have their art is just world class.
Incredible.
It is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have it's a lot of large scale outdoor art installations and iconic pieces. I mean, there's Warhol, and there's really just incredible, priceless works of art. And then outside, there's the bowl on Wall Street. The bowl. There's the other one. There's two of those statues in the world. One is on Wall Street, and the other one is.
I did not know it was there.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's also another one that I think that there's two of, and it's a gun with the barrel tied in a knot, and that the artist created after John Lennon got shot.
Okay.
So some really cool kind of iconic,
that's world-class
well-known
art
pieces
out there.
of art.
That is really good art.
Yeah.
So that's actually, there are hundreds of places literally to taste wine.
Yep.
But there's also, if you are going and you're not tasting wine or you want to do other things, picnics, walks, dogs.
And I'm seeing lots of our wineries now that have non-alcoholic options, that have like sparkling things and other wines that are crafted. And 10 years ago, all of the non-alcoholic wines were kind of crummy, and now they're
getting better.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I saw on a menu that they had like for designated driver. So if you're the designated driver, you don't want to be sitting here with your glass of water. So they have a sparkling something,
that's kind of fun.
non-alcoholic. So everyone, they can feel like they're more part of it.
Okay, I like that. There's also, I was going to say, Annaba and a couple other places have pickleball.
Yeah.
So if you want
Pickleball
to play
is the
pickleball,
rage right now.
it is big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you a player?
No, but I want to. I think it looks
Really?
Yeah.
Mark?
I've played. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Mark's like,
I actually have a paddle.
Do you?
I was playing kind of regularly, like a couple years ago, and then I just.
I did not know that. Okay. Well,
It's pretty fun.
maybe we could do that.
Boy, it gets you are tired when you're playing that.
Yeah.
It is all the stoppy starty stuff.
Well, also by law, don't just be over 45 before you start.
I think so, yeah.
that's what it is. Here's one we got via text. It was kind of interesting. Are the leaves changing colors in Occidental yet?
No, you don't want to go to Occidental. Come to Sonoma Valley. The leaves are turning here. They're much more beautiful.
I did get that question like a week ago. The question was, what day will the leaves be changing in Sonoma?
Did you look at I sent you an Outlook invite.
I used to work in San Juan Capistrano.
Oh, yeah.
And there is Swallows Day is the 19th.
St. Joseph's.
19th of March. We would get calls from people asking what time the swallows arrive.
Yeah.
As if like a bus drops them off at a certain time.
Like, well, they just left O'Hare. And if the swallows leave at this time.
So,
I always tell people a good way to look, a good way to know when the colors are really going to be happening is go to our Instagram and scroll backwards. So go back to and it only takes you seconds. You can
Right.
go back, and then you're like, oh, November. Then you see around Thanksgiving that they're rocking.
That's what's going on.
So before that, you're like, oh, now I'm in beginning of November, and they're
Right.
definitely changing, but not quite as much.
Right.
And then October, they're like starting to change. So if you go backwards on our Instagram, it's a really great way to see the timeline
smart.
of how the leaves change.
Sonoma Valley gets pumpkin spice in in some
November
kind of
really
late
is like
October.
crazy colors.
And really, I do want to just stress how magical of a time it is to come and visit.
It is.
Obviously, we get a lot of visitors listening to this podcast.
Right.
And if you're thinking of coming at that time of year, harvest is kind of just wrapping up about that time of year. And the vineyards are just spectacular.
Oh, they are.
There's
They're amazing.
a lot of times you get, the kind of dewy mornings. There's grass kind of growing. And then the leaves are starting to turn. So it's just really pretty, jewelly.
is.
We call
There's
it the
yellows.
quilt, 'cause
And
every square is different.
Oh,
Grapes change at different
Yeah.
times. So
Yeah.
this one's purple, and then this one's orange. And on that note, last year I went on a hot air balloon ride in autumn, and it was jaw-dropping.
Really?
When you get above the leaves in November and you can see all the colors.
That must look really cool.
Amazing.
Sonoma ballooning does
Sonoma
that here.
ballooning, yes. And you do little champagne. Have you
That's-
done that? You have to do that.
It's
really
been a long
fun.
time. I've done it before, and it was really amazing.
Yeah.
I really thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I do want to mention that they did ask an Occidental, which is actually redwoods,
yeah.
which don't change colors.
There's some trees in Occidental.
That are non-redwoods. Maybe they're underneath the redwoods, but you're right. There's like some bays and stuff like
So
oaks.
don't go there. Come here. We have lots of pretty
Occidental's
leaves.
lovely.
It is.
It's lovely.
Union Hotel. That's a
I'm not getting an angry letter from the Occidental Merchants Association, but you're right. Their leaves won't change as much because they don't have as many vineyards that are out there. Otherwise,
There are some really good Pinot and Chardonnay vineyards.
absolutely. Mar Torres is out there, and a whole bunch of ones out there. But you're right. But
So, and it is a special place. Have you been to Union Hotel? Right,
Of course.
That's an iconic Sonoma County landmark.
some ravioli.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. Here's a question we got. This is a hard one. What can we do at night in Sonoma Valley?
You can
It's
go to
over
the
at 6
Beacon.
It's like it's done. What's the Beacon?
The Beacon is my favorite place to go at night.
Right.
It is above Todd Family Outpost.
yep.
It is a kind of a sneaky little speakeasy door. If you
Yep.
start heading around the corner, you'll see a little sandwich board out, and you'll see Martin Gobet
Martin's
probably
right there.
standing there.
Yeah.
And then he will maybe allow you to go upstairs or not.
Oh.
But if you're nice, he'll let you go upstairs. And it's this very kind of moody,
Yeah.
cool room. They play great music.
Yep.
They have great cocktails
cocktails.
and nibbles. And I think it's the best cocktails and
It's really good.
definitely some of the best cocktails in Sonoma.
It's
And
fantastic.
it's great because you can go before or after, and they're open late.
Okay.
So if you go to dinner somewhere early and maybe you want to have a nightcap, that's
the
my
Beacon.
favorite place to go.
Good call.
We are starting to see some of the tasting rooms. They're figuring out that
Right.
the customers are coming a little bit later.
They don't
these days.
disappear at 6 p.m.
So some of them
Right.
are staying open later. So
Yeah.
I know that Moon Hollow is one.
Yep.
Roche is one.
Yep. Capo.
Obsidian stays open, and then Capo is
The reigning champion
They're
of
like
the
open till 10.
Oh, they are.
I know, it's
They're
like-
just getting warmed up at like 9:30. They're
Well, and it's
Studio
packed.
54
I drove
one.
past the
Totally.
other night after
Yeah.
a movie, and I was like,
Yeah.
the whole place was full.
Yeah.
And did you know about the secret room in that place? There's a
nope.
secret
In
back,
the back, yeah.
room.
Okay.
So if you go to Capo and you have a taste, and maybe you have like less than 8 people in your party, I
Right.
think there's 5 or 6 chairs back there. There's leather club chairs. There's a
that's
little
cool.
back room.
Okay.
So you can go sit back there, and there's TVs.
Okay.
So I went back there with some friends. They let us have that room, and then they showed us behind that room.
There's a
is
secret back
another
room?
Secret back room. Which
That's a good
is
space for a meeting if you have like a
great
group
space
of
for
10 or
meeting.
less. Yeah.
I think it probably fits. I bet that table probably fits 20 people. It's a big, long dining table.
I know which room you're talking about 'cause it
and
actually
there's
opens to the
TVs.
courtyard.
It's in the courtyard. Yeah. So there's a secret room, and then there's a secret room.
The double secret room.
Yeah. But those leather club chairs in the secret room are swanky,
nice.
and they swivel, and it's very comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I was also going to say, if you're not going to go out to a bar or to a winery, Sonoma Arts Live has shows. Sebastiani Theater has music and all sorts of stuff to see and do. So there are things to do at night. We're not known
Murphy's
for
always has something.
there's trivia,
Yep.
karaoke, and stuff like that. So there
Sonoma
are
Springs has a bunch of trivia things and games and stuff
Yeah.
that are happening all the time.
so you have stuff to do there.
Yeah.
Hot Monk is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Good
live
music at Hot Monk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do stuff there. So good. There is stuff to do. And further up the valley, there are stuff. But we are kind of agricultural.
Yeah.
And at night, we do have to paint the leaves red when the leaves start to change. So that's when we do it at night. So it's kind of busy. Great question we got. Someone walked in and they were serious. And so we had to seriously answer this one. Can I smoke cannabis when I go wine tasting?
Discreet about it. You can.
Haven't they ever heard of gummies? And we were earlier talking about perhaps the pumpkin
Spice gummies,
gummy.
which I think Mark tried to figure out if they sell.
Did
those.
Eric, the owner of our great local dispensary, Spark, was going to check into that, and
Okay.
I have not yet heard back from him, unfortunately. But we're
money is on the fact that there are pumpkin spice
I'm willing to bet they could just
Gummies.
stick a gummy inside one of these Twinkies.
probably shaped like a pumpkin.
Yeah, they probably are.
Yeah.
But the quick answer we gave this person, of course,
directly
cannabis.
to the fountain courtyard at the plaza.
That's our fine gentleman down here.
The smoking section.
Technically, yeah, you can't smoke in a lot of private places or public.
You can't smoke anything.
Yeah, no smoking.
Right.
Yeah, no
Like
smoking.
you can't smoke tobacco, cannabis, mushrooms, dried up banana slugs. None of those things.
Yeah.
And when you're wine tasting, it's like the same thing. You shouldn't wear all the jacquard like I normally wear.
Yeah.
You know, because they can affect the flavors
Yeah.
of the wine. It's sort of like the candle we were talking about there. So
Yeah.
you normally don't want a lot of strong flavors competing with your wine.
Yeah.
So it would be rude to start smoking anything in a wine tasting room.
There
That
you go.
being said,
Probably illegal too, right? Like,
I
I believe that the cannabis laws allow you to,
oh, you can't buy it in there.
well, but I don't think
think
you're
you
supposed to
can
just roam
just
around
smoke
smoking
it
it
anywhere.
in public
Really?
at business.
Okay.
I think you're supposed to do it in your house or something.
Yeah, so but at home, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Do whatever you want. It's as long as it's your home, I guess. Don't go
Yeah.
break into somebody else's home. They said
Your-
home.
Emphasis
Yeah.
on your home.
We'll have to get Eric online because I have got questions about that too. They're like, if
Really?
it's legal, then it's legal, right? In Colorado, you actually can smoke a joint walking down the street in a park, sitting in a park.
Right. I think here you can do that. Just same with a cigarette, as long as you're not annoying people.
Yeah.
But it's like you wouldn't go and have a nice Pinot Noir and then a cigar.
Go to the fountain.
We don't actually encourage the fountain as it is a
But everybody knows
it is
that.
a de facto cannabis smoking area on the plaza, but it is not the official.
I was walking through the other
allowed.
day and a lady said, I smell a skunk here every time I walk by.
There's a family of skunks. that
There's
lives
a
in
family, and I was like, yeah.
There's another one that
there's
lives in the alley by
family of
Steiner's
skunks.
and behind Town Square. There's another.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fountain guys are always very nice though. They're
Yeah,
always
they
waving
are.
at me. We talk bikes all the time.
So there's a family of skunks that live
The
by the
family.
fountain.
A related story.
They're all in there. So yeah,
smell.
the official answer is that you should not light up a joint while you are at a fancy wine tasting. But I'm sure ask around. Yeah, local laws may change.
But if that somehow makes you buy more wine, then light up and let's do it.
Yeah.
The club director is like, "Can I offer you something? And can I see your credit card?"
It's
Guys,
a good time to remind people the importance of supporting our local family-owned wineries around here. We're
Yes.
so fortunate. It's not a bunch of corporate,
Totally.
overlords that own our wineries. A lot of places around here. Schurmeister Winery is owned by Rob and Laura Schurmeister.
the Hamiltons
Right.
are pouring the wine.
They are. Yeah, you will go to these wineries. You will meet the people whose names are on the label.
Chris at Caddis, it's him.
Right.
He's
His
the
name's
guy.
not on it, but
It's not, but it's him.
But
Sam
still,
Katori
family
at Wine
owned.
16600 is
Exactly.
my neighbor.
Yeah.
He's your neighbor.
He lives 2 doors down from me, a couple doors down.
He was just in this podcast booth
He was?
two podcasts ago.
He's my neighbor.
I mentioned dirt just to get him going.
Of course.
And I
he's
said, it's soil. He goes, I was going to correct you.
he's the best. Talk about a
Yeah.
family legacy, you know.
But now, a lot of the big corporate wineries have been flooding the market with all this stuff that
Right.
nobody really wants. These guys are making handcrafted, amazing wines.
They're passionate.
And it's really important to support them right now and make sure that we have all of these great family businesses up and running, and they're just making such cool, interesting things.
They are.
Small varietals that you maybe
Yeah.
haven't heard,
Yep.
and just supporting local businesses.
Totally.
So.
Don't buy from Amazon. Don't buy your candle. Buy your candle from Sarah at Chateau Sonoma. Buy your wine from Sam Katori at Winery 16600. Don't buy Hostess.
Don't buy the pumpkin spice.
Go to Chocolate Cow.
Go to Chocolate
If
Cow.
you want a really good pumpkin chocolate, I bet.
Go to
Chocolate
Baker
Cow.
and Cook and talk
Yes.
to Jen. Right?
Scandia Bakery.
Go to
Yeah.
They are
Scandia.
celebrating their 25-year anniversary right now.
And good sandwiches over there too. Guys, we could go on all day.
We could.
But we're at danger of this pumpkin spice breaking containment and getting out. So, Mark, if people want more information about the Chamber of Commerce, how do they get that information?
SonomaChamber.org, or if you're on social media, our handles are all Sonoma Chamber.
And then, do you guys have a radio show?
We do. Thursdays at 11, Chamber Chat right here on listener-supported radio KSVY 91.3. I think I got that wrong. But
That was really good. No, you did good. And you,
think I got that
you have a
wrong.
great radio
Anyway,
voice.
you can read it.
Oh, right. The Voices of the Valley, listener-supported radio, KSVY 91.3 FM.
There we go.
Also streaming online. So that's the Chamber of Commerce. And then Michelle, if people want to find Sonoma Valley Visitors Bureau's fantastic Instagram, where do they go?
Instagram
That's the handle.
at Sonoma Valley.
Sonoma Valley. And we're also on Facebook, YouTube. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, and there's even TikTok and all the usual places. And then after you've done all,
Are we on TikTok right now?
we are, yeah, but vertically, yes. We're kind of, some of us will be, some little sections of it. And then also after you've done all that, you can also go to sonomavalley.com for deals, special offers, and pumpkin spice events and all there. Guys, thank you so much for being here. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks
great.
for having us.
You bet. Mom and Dad, thanks for listening. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.